hostess to start this workshop tonight. I have been a wellness advocate with doTERRA since 2016, I think, 2017, somewhere in there. And so I just want to welcome you tonight. And here's a couple things about how this workshop's going to go. First of all, if you don't have a pen and paper ready to take notes and write questions down, that's pretty helpful. So grab those. And we love to honor your time. So this workshop will be about an hour long. We really try to stick to that. And you'll want to stay on till the end because there'll be a giveaway and it's going to be a really helpful gift. All right, so next we'll be using the chat feature a lot. If you have any questions, we'll be asking you questions to put in the chat. So let's warm it up by clicking on the chat button and telling us where you're from. Personally, I live in Spring Creek, Nevada, right outside of Elko, for those of you that know where Elko is. Okay, and we've got some other people here from Elko. We've got some people from California. Got some people in the Midwest. We have people from all over. Oh, Colorado, Wisconsin. All right. And we always want our workshops to be personal and helpful to you. So let's start with a personal assessment for you and or your family. So looking at the slide right there, I want you to type in the chat the areas of your health that you would like help with. So if it's digestive, type a 1. If it's headaches, pain, and inflammation, 2. Immunity, 3. And you can do more than 1. Stress and anxiety is 4. 5, energy and stamina. 6, sleep issues. And 7, blood sugar regulation. I think you'll be excited at the many options that we're going to show you tonight to take care of root issues for you and your family's health. All right, so let's talk about the modern approach to wellness as opposed to the natural approach. We're going to look at these two different approaches to health as we begin this workshop. But before we do, I want to share a few studies with you. The FDA estimates that 200,000 Americans are hospitalized every year because of overdoses and side effects of NSAIDs. That's like Advil, ibuprofen, aspirin, those types of things. They're also the cause of thousands of deaths per year. Even something as well known as Tylenol, acetaminophen, is known to cause liver damage if you use it in excess. So if you would like the supporting study, let your wellness advocate know, whoever invited you here tonight. And so the reason I share this information is because it reflects our modern approach to medicine. In the modern approach, we turn to pills and prescriptions as a primary solution to address the physical problems and physical symptoms. These can have dangerous side effects and even the risk of addiction. Because this approach often focuses on symptoms and not root causes, this can often get overlooked. In addition, we're looking at a 6.5 trillion, yes, I said trillion, spent each year on global healthcare. But are we healthier? I don't think so. So check out the natural approach. In that approach, we focus on the root causes and we use a plant-based approach because this is what our body recognizes. It recognizes plant sources. Now let's shift gears and look at disease and what causes disease in our bodies. There's 3 main factors that cause disease in the body: nutrient deficiency, inflammation, and toxic overload. With regard to nutrition, it's at the core of our immune function. When our nutrition buckets in our body are filled, we function optimally with energy, with clear thinking, better mood, better sleep, and little to no inflammation. According to the Environmental Working Group, and you can see this on the chart there, 95% of US adults are deficient in vitamin D, 94 deficient in vitamin E, and 61% are deficient in magnesium. Those are huge percentages, people, huge. The nutrition buckets in our body are not full, which means that most of us do not have a great baseline health. The results of nutrition deficiency varies by body, of course, but I'll list a few for you. Inflammation, headaches, lack of sleep, foggy thinking, lack of energy, and digestive issues. And poor nutrition is the #1 cause of poor health. Let's take a look at inflammation and what causes it. The biggest contributors are sugar. It's in nearly everything we consume now. Stress and lack of sleep is another contributor. Toxins in our environment, oils like vegetable oil, shortening, those types of things. And chronic inflammation is linked to diseases like autoimmune disease, like rheumatoid arthritis, cardiovascular diseases like high blood pressure and heart disease, gastrointestinal disorders like inflammatory bowel disease, headaches, metabolic diseases like type 2 diabetes, lung diseases like asthma, mental illnesses like depression, and joint pain. Going back to our deficiencies in the body, toxic load is the third area that we're going to look at as a source for disease. And it refers to the chemicals in our body that build up from our environment, from processed foods and pesticide use and the use of personal care products. The Product Safety Commission tested and found 150 cleaning chemicals that are linked to ADD, asthma, cancer, reproductive problems, respiratory problems, and many, many more. And why we can't always control what we come into contact with outside of our home, but we can make smarter choices inside our homes. So what do we do with all of this? I'd like to introduce you to Traci Wines. She's going to take over for me. Take it away, Traci.
Okay, thank you, Diane. I'm Traci Wines, and I live in Northeast Nevada, and I've been with doTERRA, I think going on 4 years. So this is my first time teaching. So I lost my split screen, so I'll be looking down at my notes. So I apologize for that. But we're just about ready to see our first health solution. However, before we do that, let's go to the chat feature. Who here uses a supplement? Think vitamin D, C, B. Maybe you take a multivitamin or an omega. If you take any kind of supplement, put what you take in the chat box. Okay, I see some LLV. LLV, 1 a day, multivitamin. Okay, good. Now, let's take a quick peek at the supplement industry. A study by the FDA from 2007 to 2016 detected contaminants in 776 dietary supplements produced by 146 companies. Another study of 3 leading memory supplements found that 2 of them didn't even contain the active ingredient listed on the label. The supplement industry is not heavily regulated. Products can contain lots of fillers and not much of the ingredients listed. If you have some reservations or hesitation as to whether a product would work or not, this information supports your concerns. As I mentioned, the supplement industry is not heavily regulated. Here's a story from a fellow wellness advocate whose son works in a health food store. He told his mother that when a supplement on the shelf is tested and found to be missing an active ingredient listed on the label, the store has up to 9 months to remove that product from the shelves. That's concerning. Because our standard American diet is deficient in most vitamins and nutrients, it is necessary to supplement to get our body what it needs to function properly at a baseline level. So let's make sure we are using safe and effective supplements. Ready to learn about that first health solution? Lifelong vitality. doTERRA is known for its safe and effective oils, but did you know that lifelong vitality supplements are doTERRA's best-selling product because they effectively address all 3 disease areas we mentioned above: nutrient deficiency, inflammation, and toxic overload. Think of this as the necessary foundation of your health house. In addition, this line helps support the cleansing and filtering out of toxins. There are 3 supplements in this line: a food nutrient, cellular repair, and your omegas. Lifelong vitality fills the nutrient buckets in your body. It contains powerful antioxidants to help protect our DNA. It's made with whole food ingredients. It's 95% bioavailable for your body. The average supplement is 20 to 30% bioavailable. This product has gotten more people off their over-the-counter and prescription drugs more than any other product doTERRA sells. And I'm just going to share a testimonial I have. My mother is 76 years old, and I started her on Lifelong Vitality about 1.5 years ago. And she has no more aches and pains in her knees. She doesn't have brain fog. She has a ton of energy now, and she feels wonderful. And she just went to a checkup with her doctor, and all her blood work came back, and her doctor told her that she has been the healthiest she's ever been in 5 years. And she also does Metapower, which Ani's going to talk about. So she also does that too. These clinical trials results are based on blood work taken before and after subjects took doTERRA's lifelong vitality supplements for 2 months while continuing their normal diet and exercise habit. Statistically significant improvement with blood lipids, fasting insulin, cardiovascular biomarkers, your CBC, blood lipids, blood sugar, electrocardiogram, EKG, and ultrasound of your heart muscle. Reduce triglyceride levels in the blood and cellular inflammation. Has positive effects on biochemical indicators of cardiovascular health, antioxidants, inflammation, blood glucose regulation. Its overall improvement with mental clarity, energy, motivation, control, balance, and happiness. I consider LLV a part of my food budget. It's less than a cup of coffee at your favorite coffee place. And if you purchase it through our customer rewards program, you also get points to get other products for free, people, free. To focus on gut health specifically, lifelong vitality paired with PB Restore and Terrazyme is our highest recommendation. The gut plays a vital role in our overall health and well-being. Often called our second brain, the gut is vital in everything from our weight to our immune function to our mental wellness. doTERRA's PB Restore pro-biome complex is our patented duo capsule delivery system. It is a unique formulation of 30 pre, pro, and postbiotics that help restore microbial diversity and balance for optimal microbiome health. With this unique dual encapsulation delivery system, it protects the sensitive probiotic cultures from stomach acid, delivering it safely and effectively to your gut. The 18 billion colony forming units, CFUs, of probiotics or good bacteria consists of 24 active cultures, an unparalleled variety of carefully selected strains from 22 different species for exceptional microbial diversity. It maintains healthy intestinal microflora balance. It supports healthy digestive and immune system function, as well as GI tract health, especially your intestines and colon. It supports optimal metabolism and food absorption. In simple terms, when you have a healthy microbiome with good bacteria, bad bacteria has a harder time doing its dirty work. TerraZyme is doTERRA's digestive enzyme. It includes a variety of whole food enzymes that help with digestion, can be taken with every meal, supports healthy digestion and metabolism and the conversion of food nutrients to cellular energy. It promotes gastrointestinal comfort and food tolerance, and it has 10 active whole food enzymes. And I believe Ani is going to talk next. Take it away.
Thank you, Traci. Hi, guys. My name is Ani Sinkagrani, and I'm from California. Don't you guys love the change of time? I'm so excited. It's still sunny out here. Okay, so let's look at time for a little interaction. We're heading into the second section of our workshop, and I want to make sure that you're with me. So find the chat feature below. And what percentage has diabetes increased in America since 1960? Go in the chat and make some guesses. 200%. Let's see what else we have. 300, 1,000. Okay. It is, if you can believe it, almost 700%. Now, how long does it take for the average American to consume the same amount of sugar that our ancestors from 200 years ago would consume in a year? About 1 week. Okay. 2 weeks. Yep, you're right on the spot, Traci. 2 weeks. Okay. Let's move into cardio-metabolic health. Only 6.8% of the population have optimal cardio-metabolic health. That means 93% of Americans do not have optimal metabolic health. Let's take a look at the Metapower Metabolic System. I love this system. I'm sure a lot of us do. The Metapower system was specifically designed to tackle poor cardiometabolic health. This is our macronutrient line. It pairs beautifully with the lifelong vitality that we just heard about, and that is our micronutrient line. The Metapower line does 3 things. It addresses cellular repair that leads to aging, addresses blood sugar regulation, and supports the inhibiting of fat absorption into the cell. Let's talk about lifespan and health span. While we can't do anything about our chronological age, we can do something about our metabolic age. The average American spends the last 14 years of their life in a state of declining health and difficulty completing everyday tasks. What if we could empower to change that? The Metapower system is the first and only system that synergistically supports a healthy metabolism, curbs cravings, sustains normal range glycemic and insulin response, evenly throughout the day and naturally promotes cellular energy. Those using this line have reported improvements in eyesight, energy, pain, neuropathy, sleep, skin and hair growth, mood, mobility, and strength. Let's take a look at the pictures. Before we get into many of the details of Metapower, if we can look at the young lady on the top that has been using the Metapower for 4 months. She's had amazing results, as you could see, with improvements on her face, eyes, and her hair. Now, the gentleman on the bottom left experienced improved skin elasticity, darker hair growth. You could see the gray versus a little bit darker. He got his blood work done, taken after 3 weeks of using Metapower System, and this is what it showed. 40% decrease in his cholesterol, 25 25-point decrease in LDL, and a 57-point decrease in triglycerides. On the right side, you'll see a 58-year-old lady who had red spots on her arms. Anytime she bumped herself, they would appear. Doctors biopsied and said that just what happens when you get older. After using the Metapower System for just 3 months, the spots were totally gone. She has seen other changes as well: weight loss, 60 pounds, thicker hair, nails growing, and lower A1C. Okay, Metapower Advantage. I want to, actually, this has been one of my favorites that I've been using for the last almost 2 years, a year and a half. I want to highlight a little bit more about this. This is our doTERRA collagen. Unlike any other on the market, this product includes 9 types of collagen, over 70% tripeptides. So your body absorbs it 12 times more than other collagens on the market. A peptide is simply a large protein chain, too large for our body to break down and use for its full benefit. When it's broken down into tripeptides, simply smaller protein chains, the body can absorb and utilize them in their entirety. Advantage comes in small packets with freeze-dried collagen and other nutrients to mix 4 to 6 ounces of cold or cool water. Metapower Advantage promotes healthy biological aging and improves health span by helping aging cells, activates longevity in genes, improves cognitive function, supports lean muscle and connective tissue, improves skin density, elasticity, and firmness. If you love science and knowing how and why these products work, ask your wellness advocate to send you our deep dive recordings for the lifelong vitality and the Metapower. I have a little testimonial that, I've kind of talked to some of you about how I've been using Metapower and it's supported my cholesterol. So I took my yearly blood work in 2021-22. It was always like a little bit high, no medication, but just, I always think I'm healthy and I'm fit, but that our body causes cholesterol. And I took my notes today since I knew I was going to present this. And shame on me, I should have had it done before, but oh, I have it in front of me. So I had some good changes. My cholesterol went 12 points down. I had from 209 to 197. My triglycerides went down from 71 to 66, 5 points down. And my LDL cholesterol went from 135 to 119. So it was really neat. After using 1.5 years, this is something that I have used consistently. I've probably missed within that year and a half, maybe like 5 days. I literally use this, and I have done the Metapower, the other parts too, but not as, regularly. So in the beginning, I was, I reduced my cheese intake, eggs, because I love all that, and nothing was changing. It was still on just kind of high. And after Metapower, I continued eating. I eat 2 to 3 eggs a day. I, love cheese, and it's done now. My results came in as normal. So it just, it's so exciting. That's the only difference that I've changed in my lifestyle was that. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Okay, I'm going to introduce myself because I'm going to be the next. Let's see, did I miss something? No, I think that's it. So I did say I did introduce myself. However, I forgot I've been with doTERRA since 2015. So the last 8 years have been really great years. My goal is to use our oils and live longer, younger. Let's focus and look at our oils and research. Research was done by Roseman University of Health Sciences. In this independent study, doTERRA oils were found to be therapeutically relevant in cell growth and rejuvenation, beneficial to our metabolic health, and a healthy inflammatory responses. Essential oils from different competitors had minimal effect. They concluded that the therapeutic potential of essential oils is highly dependent on the complete composition of the oil. Sourcing, processing, and characterizations are critical. You will find 2 articles about Roseman University and the work they've done on essential oils in the resource file that your wellness advocate can share with you. Put a yes in the chat if you'd like that resource, and they will get that for you. The doTERRA difference. Why? Let's see. When an oil is truly pure, they do not include fillers. There are no synthetic ingredients, and there is no dilution. Independent lab tests show that the majority of our brands available to consumers are not pure. I can post the link to that study at the end of this class as well. doTERRA sources their oils from plants grown in their ideal environment. This makes all the difference for the chemical profile and the therapeutic effectiveness of the oil. Every batch of doTERRA oil is tested for ideal chemistry and consistency so that our oils do what they expect them to do. Over 54 tests are done on each batch of doTERRA oils, from the farmer to the consumer. Our doTERRA oils can be used topically, aromatically, and internally. People turn to doTERRA because they want safe, affordable, and effective solutions for their family's health. Let's look at what that really means. Safety. Many look for safe and effective solutions that do not have dangerous side effects and risks of addiction. We just mentioned the independent lab tests that show 80 to 90% of oils in the market have contaminants and synthetic markers. We suggest never ingesting another brand of oil, only doTERRA. doTERRA recognized that the essential oil industry did not have a standard for purity and the ensured safety. They created a new standard called CPTG, Certified Pure Tested Grade, to raise the bar throughout the essential oil industry. The standard is beyond organic and includes significant testing that is not cheap. doTERRA will invest to ensure that we have the most effective, safest products because that is best for you. Many oils are safe to ingest. If it can be ingested, it will have a food grade label on the bottle and it will say supplemental facts on the brown bottle. Let's take a look at the girl with the burns on her chest. These 2 sisters were spending the night at their grandma's house. They were used to putting doTERRA lavender oil on their chest just before bed. Grandma was out of doTERRA lavender. She used a backup oil from another company in her medicine cabinet, and she bought at a health food store and figured it's just lavender. What's the difference? So it should work. The girls ended up with chemical burns with scars almost a year later. I'm not saying this will be the reaction that you'll have with other oils. However, it is important that you understand the risks. doTERRA oils are safe for us to use at any age, from newborn babies to great grandma. Brand matters for safety. Now let's take a look at affordability and effectiveness. Believe it or not, affordability is one of the reasons doTERRA, people turn to doTERRA. Oils are 50 to 70 times more potent than herbs. This means a little goes a long way. Let's illustrate this. Using the chat feature below, I want you to make a guess. A recent test of Costco peppermint oil showed that it was not 100% peppermint oil. How much peppermint is in the Costco peppermint oil bottle? Please put down your guesses in the chat. We've got 10%, 10%. Well, you guys are all good students. 10%, just 10%. Isn't it that amazing? When you use doTERRA CPTG, certified pure tested grade oils, you will get 100% of the oil, making it much cheaper than any other option that may be diluted. Some fun facts about affordability. Each 15 ml bottle has 250 drops of essential oil in it. One dose equals 1 to 2 drops. On average, it's about $1 or less for a treatment. Here's an essential oil tip. When you are treating any kind of infection, disease, or ailment, it's always better to use less, more frequently throughout the day. Less is more. Using 8 drops of an oil on a wound at one time will not make it more effective than using 1 drop of oil on a wound every 2 to 3 hours throughout the day. Use less, more frequently. Effectiveness, let's focus on that. This is my favorite microbiology lesson. For our scientists in this workshop, we do know that this is a very simplified lesson. So here we go. Our body is made up of cells. Each cell is surrounded by an oily membrane intended to protect the cell. It keeps the good in and the bad out. When you have a bacterial infection, you could see that green blob, you can get an antibiotic to help you because bacteria grows on the outside of the cell. Viruses are grown inside of the cell and they are different. They proliferate on the inside. Essential oils, unlike most modern medicine, can penetrate the cell membrane, and it'll help stop the duplication of that virus and support our immune system to heal faster. When you have an essential oil on hand, you can begin to support the healing of your body immediately instead of paying a copayment and waiting to see a doctor. Thank you. And I'm going to pass it over to, I believe, Jules.
Thanks, Ani. Great job. I love seeing the new faces here. I love seeing new faces and seeing you guys jump in and share your experiences. I think it makes a huge difference. So thanks. Thanks so much. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jules. Health, wellness, holistic health, natural solutions have been my jam for the last almost 40 years now. I started in my 20s, and really before that, really started in my 20s focusing on it, and I'm now in my 60s. So it's been a long road for me, and I love every second of it. And the fun part about tonight for me is that I get to talk to you about some of the essential oils, and I typically talk about the nutrition side of things. I usually talk about lifelong vitality and Metapower and all of those kind of things. And so now I get to talk to you about what brought me to doTERRA. I've been with doTERRA since 2014, and I'm going to talk about in just a few minutes the product that actually brought me to doTERRA. But first, let's look at this slide right here that is our immune support slide. We have so many oils that can be a real support to our immune system. These are just a few of them. I have this handy little keychain that I keep with me all the time. And I also have a couple other things that travel with me all the time. And I keep some of my very favorite immune supporting oils in there. I don't know that I can pick a favorite of these 4 even that are up here, but I'm going to talk about oregano because oftentimes when people ask me, what do I recommend they start with? Oregano is one of the oils that I tell them you need to have for your immune support. And you think, why would I really want oregano? Well, I'm going to tell you, oregano is a powerhouse antibacterial, a powerhouse antiviral. It's great for things like skin tags and warts and canker sores, things like that. It's great for the kind of the grunge that toenails can get. It can really help with that. And I'm going to share my little testimonial about oregano and to tell you why I never, ever travel without this. A few years ago, James and I were in Mexico, and we always go to the same place. We always have a really great time there, and never have any problems with food or anything like that. Well, we decided that we would eat carpaccio because, you know, we've never had a problem with things there. Well, for those of you who don't know, carpaccio is raw meat. So we decided we would have carpaccio. James ate more of it than I did. I just had 1 bite of it. James ate the whole serving of it. And within 24 hours, we were both very sick. James was really sick because he'd eaten so much of it. But I had oregano with me. And we started taking oregano internally. We thought that we were going to have to cancel our flights and bump them out a day because we thought maybe he was just really going to be too sick to travel. But we started using this and cleared me up within about 12 hours. And James was completely good. We flew home about 48 hours later and on our normal flight. And within about 4 days, his stomach was perfect. So I don't go anywhere when I travel without this because of that story right there. And most people would have thought, why are you taking oregano of all oils with you when you travel? But that's why. It is such a great anti-everything oil. So that's my favorite one. And I'm really glad that I got to share that story because it might make you stop and think, okay, I need oregano. All right, so let's go on to just medicine cabinet basics. Most of our kits that you would start with are going to have these basics in it. And I want you to just stop and think about, imagine your medicine cabinet filled with essential oils instead of the other stuff that is kind of in a standard medicine cabinet that you would see that has addictive properties and side effects and things like that. Imagine a medicine cabinet with essential oils that at a moment's notice, you can grab something to address any one of life's little emergencies that happen any day of the week or any time at night. And you have something that's going to be really supportive and it's going to solve a bunch of problems for you. So again, I have this handy little keychain right here. There are 8 oils in it. Diane's going to tell you a little bit more about how to get this as we go along here, but I'll tell you that one of my very favorite oils to have in my keychain and with me at all times is Digestin. And I actually have it right here in my carrier, but I pulled my big one so that you could see it a little bit better. So Digestin is an oil that, again, we don't leave home without, but we also use this oil probably, if not every day, at least every other day or so between James and I. He has a stomach that's a little squishier than mine, so he reaches for this more than I do. But this is one you don't want to be without, whether you're traveling or at home. This is useful for anything that's kind of like acid reflux, anything when you get kind of talks back to you after you eat. It's great for bloating. It's great for gas. It's great for any kind of lower intestinal rumblings that you might get when you're just not really feeling great. Grab your Digestin oil. And the best thing about it is that you can just take the top of it like this and drop a couple drops in under your tongue. And within about 20 minutes, you're going to find that you'll find yourself thinking, my stomach isn't even bothering me anymore. You can also take a couple of drops of it, put it right on your abdomen, right where you're feeling that discomfort. If it's up high, put it here. If it's lower, put it lower. put a little bit in your belly button. It will calm and soothe your stomach like no other. And you don't want to leave home without it. Like I said, we use this almost every single day here at the house. Okay, what are we going to next, Julie? Okay, we're going to pain and inflammation. This was my introduction to doTERRA in November of 2014. I am a massage therapist. I had been working on this client of mine for, at that time, about 15 years. I've been working on her a couple of times a week. And she brought in a little bottle of deep blue essential oil. And she said, would you mind using this on me? And this was what started my doTERRA journey. So I love that I get to talk about this pain and inflammation part of this, because as we talked about at the very beginning, pain and inflammation is, one of the top 3 things that causes distress in the body and dis-ease in the body. So deep blue is a must-have for everything muscle and joint. Not only does it help to relieve muscle tension and relieve pain, it's a blend of oils that are all really great to actually support muscle, bone, and joint healing. So it actually helps the body heal. It can be a great alleviator of back pain. I use it on my knees and my back every single day. If you have a nasty bruise forming, you can put a little deep blue on there and it'll help to stop that bruise in its tracks. The deep blue and copaiba stick that you see there is something that I use. That's the every morning kind of use for me. And that has deep blue and copaiba in it. And you can just roll that on. It's almost like a deodorant consistency, a roll-on deodorant consistency. And you don't have to get it on your hands. You can just roll it where you need it. And then you see copaiba there on the screen as well. Copaiba is another oil that can be used for pain and inflammation. It's a really great anti-inflammatory. It's also what we call a driver oil, which means it's going to enhance anything that you pair it with. So it doesn't matter what it is. It could be digestion, and you could put copaiba on top of that. It's going to enhance digestion's benefits. So copaiba, when you layer it with another oil, simply increases the effectiveness of that oil. When you really need a boost to that pain relief, you're going to want to add copaiba to it. You'll add that to your deep blue oil, or you can even add a little bit more to your stick when you use that. If you have emotional stuff, if you're dealing with anxious feelings or overwhelming sadness, that kind of thing, copaiba can really be soothing for that as well. It supports all of our major body systems, like our heart, our nerves, respiratory, immune, cardiovascular, skin, all the things. We call frankincense the king of oils. Copaiba is the prince. You need copaiba in your natural medicine cabinet. It also can be really helpful for ADD and ADHD, just really to help calm the mind. And we call this, it doesn't really compare because they're 2 different animals, but we call this the essential oils answer to CBD. And the thing that's the coolest about it, once you understand the science of it, is that copaiba actually is a direct connector to that cellular receptor, where CBD has like a middleman that it has to go through. So copaiba actually works faster and quicker than CBD will. Okay, the next thing is mood and emotional support. I love all 3 of these oils. All 3 of these oils are in my little keychain. But I also did bring out one of the larger bottles here. I brought out my Serenity. And these are, we have a lot of other oils as well that can help with emotions in particularly our emotional line. But these 3 are really a great way to wrap up everything about mood and emotional support. So, excuse me, hang on. Excuse me. If you are someone who deals with real roller coaster of emotions, you have a lot of ups and downs. I know when I was going through the whole menopausal thing, I had anxiety that was through the roof. I wish I would have had these oils at that time. But these oils can all just help you bring you back in, keep you grounded, and keep you calm. So I'm going to talk about Serenity today, because, again, I can't pick a favorite because I use them for different things. But I'm going to talk about Serenity because it has recently, of late, been my go-to with Shinrin Yoku at night in my nighttime diffuser. I take the Serenity oil just like this. I apply it to the back of my neck. I apply it to my temples. I go across my forehead with it. I apply it to the soles of my feet, to the pads of my big toe, because in reflexology, the pad of your big toe is your brain response. So you want to just calm your brain and calm all of those anxious thoughts you might be having. So I apply it topically like that. And then I drop it in my diffuser with Shinrin Yoku and I diffuse it all night long next to my bed. And I absolutely love it. It's calming. It's helpful for sleep. I have trouble sleeping. So this helps me fall asleep a little more easily. It helps me sleep a little more deeply. So many of us swear by Serenity. And it can also be, like I mentioned, just during the day. If you're someone who feels like you're on that emotional roller coaster with mood, Serenity is another really great one. Any one of these three, but don't discount this just because we call it the restful blend. This can be a really good one for you to use throughout the day. So I know I went through that really quickly and I could see things popping in the chat, but I don't know what they were. So we can address those later if we need to, if somebody hasn't handled it. But we've learned some really, really powerful things about our essential oils right now. And this is really just the tip of the iceberg with doTERRA's essential oils when it comes to support for physical and emotional health. If you are someone who is dealing with anything like that, reach for your oils. Take the tops off of them and use them. Okay. All right. I'm going to turn this back over to Diane. And Diane's going to tell you how you get this cool little keychain if you want one of them. And she's also going to just wrap it up for us. So Ani, thanks for doing your thing and turning it over to me. And Diane, off to you.
Well, thank you, Jules. Oh, yeah, I could have talked all night about the oils. Good thing I didn't have those slides to do. All right, so I want to share a little bit about why I'm doing doTERRA as a business, like what's in it for me. Several years ago, I started looking at the amount of time that I was spending understanding and using the oils. And in particular, I was on a journey to help our daughter with some mental health issues. And so I thought, gosh, if I'm purchasing and using all these oils and I'm helping other people do it, then why shouldn't I make some money out of this? You know, I'm close to retirement. I'm about 3 months out. And so I jumped in with both feet and I have not regretted a single moment of it. I never imagined myself actually building a doTERRA business, and it makes such an impact for good. And so I've been able to make a difference and change people's lives in a very significant way. Their health, their emotions, and even some people financially. One of the things I love is I have time flexibility. I work a full-time job. I teach 6th grade and we only work 4 days a week. We work 4 10-hour days now because they've switched our schedule. And so I have time to work my business when it's convenient for me. And then one of my favorite things in the whole world is I get to make new friends. All these people you see on here that have been speaking tonight and some of the others, these are all my friends. And if you know me, I am always talking to people, making friends. So people, my husband just gave me a look. People I likely would have never met, I've met through doTERRA. It's changed our lives. And so if any of this has sparked something in you, talk with whoever invited you, your wellness advocate who's here, and they will get you details to our financial wellness doTERRA workshop that we hold once a month. And of course, they can have another conversation with you to really personalize it for you. So let's talk about this little keychain. I used to carry 2. I'm down to 1 because I found a really big one. But this keychain has been one of the most valuable items to have on the go. We just came back from leadership, and I came back with 3 less oils because I gifted people that needed them on our journey. So if you would like to get one, we host a workshop every week that you can attend anytime. However, if you have thought of your own friends and family as you're listening to all this, it's like, oh my gosh, so-and-so could use that. So-and-so could use that. We will get you this gift if you want to host your own workshop. And we'll be right there to partner with you. We're just not going to hand it to you and leave you alone. We'll be there to support you the whole way. So when you schedule your wellness workshop, you'll receive the keychain, and this is the only way you can get it for free. Otherwise, you're going to have to load it yourself. All right, so you can invite friends that live in your community. You can invite friends that live in another country. The ideal size for a workshop is 5 people, and that's pretty doable. I mean, we all know 5 people. And so you'll get 5 oils for hosting. And then for every guest you have up there up to 5, or past 5, sorry, we'll add another free oil to your keychain as a gift. So talk to your wellness advocate again about that option if you're interested. All right, so now we love to give things away. We are so generous as a team, as doTERRA customers, wellness advocates. And so it's now giveaway time. But before we do, there's just 2 quick things we want you to know. 1, we're posting the link to a very quick Google form. And if you would please complete this short survey, because it helps your wellness advocate to best serve you. This will help target your health needs, and so they'll know how to best support you in that. So take a couple of minutes to fill that out. So that's right there on the screen for you. And then while you're taking the survey, we want you to know that you're not alone in this journey, as I mentioned previously. When you get started with doTERRA, you'll be invited to our private Facebook wellness community. It's filled with our team of wellness advocates sharing their knowledge and experience. It's a space to be encouraged as you begin this journey and to ask questions like, what do I do with my daughter in Serenity? Or, how do I use this particular oil? Where do I put it? You'll find it easy to search for your health needs. And our community is truly a blessing. It's led by our phenomenal leader, Haley B., who you see there on the camera. And the link to our community will be shared with you by your wellness advocate. All right, so I hope we gave you enough time to finish your survey. If so, let's get to our giveaway. Who's excited? Ooh. All right, so Bobby, I know Bobby's usually takes our wheel and gives it a spin. I'm assuming she's doing it again tonight.
I am Diane, and I tell you what, we are doing 2 giveaways tonight, so I'm super excited. So I believe I've got everybody on the wheel. So who is ready? Tell me, do you want to win? Oops, I lost you. Hang on a minute. I got to get back over here. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle the wheel, and I've got all of our guests on the wheel. And so the winner of the ebooks, Metapower and Lifelong Vitality, is Elise Tittle. Way to go. Way to go.
Nice. Congratulations.
Okay. And so Elise, I will be getting that to you in the next couple hours, actually. And I am going to shuffle the wheel again. And I am going to give a balance oil away. Balance Julie is one of Julie's favorite oils, and I use it every day. And it's a grounding oil, and we spoke a little bit about it tonight. And so the winner of the balance oil is, somebody needs to do a song or a drum roll.
Do, 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 do.
Yeah, Laura Miller.
All
So
right.
way to go, Laura Miller. And so balance oil to Laura and ebooks to Elise. And all the more reason you guys need to get people on this workshop, because it is so full of information. So glad to have you all here.
Bobby, do you have
Yay.
a way to get Laura Miller's information to send that to her?
Well, she works at the courthouse right across the street from
Oh,
me.
perfect.
So
Okay.
I'm
Just
sure
checking.
she'll walk right on over.
Okay, so
Cool
thank you,
beans.
Bobby.
You're welcome.
All right, so yay, Elise, and yay, Laura. All right, so watch your email box for the ebook. And then, of course, Bobby will get you that oil. What a generous thing. I love balance. All right, so we hope this workshop has you thinking of the possible ways that these natural solutions can support you and your health and wellness journey. Your wellness advocate who invited you to this workshop will be reaching out soon so you can continue the conversation with them and they can answer any questions that come to mind and help you find solutions for your health. As we said at the beginning, our heart is here to serve you well. Enjoy your conversation, and thank you all for joining us.